she has spent countless hours in wildlife places, capturing, learning about the wildlife, the animal, and everything about the nature. At the age of 2, she had started, and she recently got awarded with the Wildlife Photographer of the Year. Is it something special, or you just clicked it out? You felt like, okay, that is the best shot, and
I thought I really deserved it.
anyone could easily say that ki, okay, that's the click of the year, but it's in your like wish list that you want to capture that animal. So any future plans for football that you need to like?
It's not a fun. I want to play football in my future as well.
Hello people, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special guest with us, Shreyovi Mehta. She has spent countless hours in wildlife places, capturing, learning about the wildlife, the animal, and everything about the nature. At the age of 2, she had started. Yeah, that early. And right now, she is at the age of 10, and she recently got awarded with the Wildlife Photographer of the Year and also with the London 16th edition under 10 category. So, isn't it incredible to even heard about these achievements? Like, imagine you being a 10-year-old kid. Like, if I want to go back in my childhood times, the least I know is what I want to eat. That's the thing that we know it. But nowadays, the kids and the parents who are supporting those, it's really incredible, I guess. And what I can think of, like when I heard about Shreyovi Mehta, the pictures I see actually, it is beyond. I don't want to say as a success, label as a success, but I want to say as the hard work, dedication, and whatever kind of patience she has put into to get those perfect shots define her ability to do what she wants, the excitement she carries, and with all those things she is learning a lot more. So I just don't want to keep this thing going, otherwise I will keep going, but I want you guys to hear Shreyovi Mehta. So let's get started. So, Shreyovi, firstly, I want to know, whenever, like, when I was preparing for the things, like, majorly for the interview, I really want to know, like, what was your actual reaction when you got to know that your photo has been selected for the Wildlife Photograph of the Year? Like, what you thought? Is this excitement, or you have hoped for that? What was that feeling at that point?
So if we go with this year, the excitement, the emotion was the same, but I really did not expect that two of my images would be selected.
And how you felt that, like when two of your images are selected, like while recalling the capturing moment, like d- is it something special, or you just clicked it out, you felt like, okay, that is the best shot, and what was your thinking about that particular photos?
I thought I really deserved it. Like I did a really hard work with my patience at that time, and I was really happy with that picture.
That's a good answer. I was really hoping that you would say that, yeah, you deserve it. And because when you see the photos, anyone could easily say that ki, okay, that's the click of the year, and obviously there would be any doubt while you were getting that award. So, going ahead with the things, I really want to think that when this journey starts, right? So,
Yeah.
what was the first picture? Like, do you remember the first picture you ever captured?
No.
Uh, you don't remember?
No.
So, technically, any picture that you remember, like, okay, this is the photo, like, start at the starting of your capturing moments, like, you remember any specific memory for that?
I think Langur.
Langur?
Yeah.
Where you have captured that?
Ranthambore.
Wow. So it's you have it's the like you have started like you were like at the age of, I guess, 2, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when did you capture? Like you remember exact like your?
No.
Can you share that experience? No. Oh, okay, okay. I understand because memories and that too early. I guess it would be difficult to recall that moment.
Yeah.
But you have pictures with you, right?
Not. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. You can definitely show us that pictures like after this thing, but definitely we want to see those pictures.
Sure.
Sure. Uh, do you have any favorite type of equipment that you carry with yourself whenever you are going out, like jet, watch, or the lens? Anything specifically that you carry yourself with every time you go out?
What do you mean by going out?
Going out in sense exploring, like going for the capturing, like in jungle safaris and like that.
Camera.
The favorite equipment.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Okay, okay. I thought you would be like person who like some like kids like this age is like, okay, my favorite hat, my watch. So beyond the camera, like you don't you carry anything with you?
I carry extra jacket and a book along.
Oh, book. Which book you read?
I'm reading Harry Potter.
Oh my God, that's a very crazy and good book.
Yeah,
I am watching that series, but still, book reading. I guess I need to start with that. You like that book?
yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, as a child, you like it's the experience that you need to watch and read again and again. The best of the Harry Potter series you will come across. What's the one thing that you need to be very super patient with when you are in the nature while capturing?
I think I need to be less excited
Why?
because my brain goes off.
While capturing?
Yeah,
And how you manage that? Like, because obviously excitement would be there, right?
yeah, there's a lot of excitement.
That's good. That's good. Managing that is a trick part, but really that's good to keep you like nerves calm and keep capturing. What's an animal you haven't yet captured, but it's in your like wish list that you want to capture that animal,
Snow
but still
leopard.
not capture? Snow leopard.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. And any particular destination you want to capture? Like, have you thought about that?
Himalayas.
Himalayas. Perfect location. Perfect location, Shrivi. Maybe somewhere. We went to Ladakh recently. So, actually, there are snow leopards, but at that time when we went there, probably we have missed. But yeah, maybe soon, I guess, in December, January, when we visit Ladakh, I guess, then I guess we able to capture snow leopards as well in that region. I will
Hmm.
share that photo with you if I ever capture that.
Sure, sure.
The last movie you watched?
Lakshya.
Lakshya. That's a unique choice. Your favorite food?
Chicken.
And your favorite animal?
Tiger.
And why?
It's really royal, and it's a challenge to find it, and that's the best part.
I agree. I agree. I really agree for this. And I just want to ask, like, as you are a student, right? So how you manage these things? Like, how you manage your studies and how you manage your shoots, like photography and all? Like, how you keep your passion alive?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a bit tough to juggle academics and photography together, but now my exams have come and I'm in sixth, so it's going to be a bit tough. So I can only visit forests in my breaks.
Summer breaks, right?
Yeah, summer or winter breaks or whenever the breaks.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, like balancing the studies and in summer breaks, anyone can go ahead and find, work for their passion
Yeah.
the way you are doing. So beyond that, when you are not capturing or when you are not doing any photography, what are your favorite things to do? What are your hobbies?
I like to sing, I like to shade, and I like to play football.
That's a good thing. So any future plans for football that you need to like you're thinking of, or you just play it for fun?
It's not for fun. I want to play football in my future as well.
Oh, that's really cool, and I hope I'll see you playing that. We all see, I guess.
Sure.
Now we are going with the pick your priority challenge. Okay, so I will give you a question, and there would be three options, but you need to go, like, you need to answer in a way according to you. What do you think could be the most important thing to go ahead with? Okay, you need to select any one which is the topmost priority. Okay,
Okay.
so which of the thing is important to capture a great photo? First is expensive camera, second is patience, or third is knowing animal behavior.
I think B and C both.
B and C both are the
Yeah,
topmost.
yeah. Camera, expensive cameras and lens are my second main priority.
Okay. And why you think that patience and knowing animal behavior is topmost?
Knowing the animal behavior, because you can know what is going to do next, the next step, what will go ahead with. So in that case, you can plan your next step. Like it can, so you can also build patience here. And then
Right.
camera comes later on. Like cameras and lenses come later on.
Yeah. So main the skills and then the equipments, right?
Yeah.
Second is, if you could only pick one time of day to shoot, what would it be? Like, either it would be sunrise,
Hmm.
midday, or sunset.
Can I pick two?
Okay, it's you. So let's go ahead with two.
Okay, so I would pick sunrise and sunset.
Sunrise and sunset. And why? Like, what do you think? Like, sunrise gives the best photos or sunset? Like, out of two, one, pick one. Yeah. The
Oh
best
my god.
photos. I know it's difficult. That's why I asked you. Anyone, like, where you can get n number of beautiful pictures and capture a great.
I seriously don't know, but I pick both.
Okay, okay, fine. Third would be, when you show someone a photo you took, right?
Hmm.
What do you hope the most that they should notice about the picture? First is color and how clean the photo is. Second would be the feeling or emotion that you have captured through image. And third would be how rare or unusual the animal is.
I think the emotion.
Emotions.
Yeah.
And according to you, how important it is to capture the emotion while you are capturing wildlife shots, like while you're taking wildlife shots?
So, for example, when a picture comes on a big screen, looking at the picture's backdrop, the emotion, and the setting and everything, it catches the people's attention the most.
That is, so I can agree it, because there was one of your beautiful photos of peacock, and
I'm taking that.
yeah, it
Yeah, I'm taking that option.
if you would have any one superpower to help you for taking photos, what would it be? Either you want to be invisible, or either you want have a ability to fly.
I would like to have the ability to fly.
Same here, if I would have, because flying is it's a good experience,
I
right?
wouldn't take
Rather than being invisible.
invisibility because, for example, you actually cannot get out of a gypsy. But when you're invisible, you can get off. And if a tiger in front of you, the tiger cannot see you. But when you carry a camera along with you may be invisible, but the camera is not.
I agree. You would be invisible, right? But camera is still capturing, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I just want to ask you, like, if you would have a choice to stay at home and have fun,
Hmm.
or the second choice would be exploring or visiting jungles and do the forest safaris, what would you choose? Anytime.
I would choose the second one, going outside, visiting the forests and exploring. Yeah.
You like exploring, right? You are
Yeah.
an outdoor person, like
Yeah.
extrovert. That's great. I am, but right now I visited some of the tracks, but I still want to explore the way you do, yeah. Because I do some take photos, but again the beauty of an actual photographer that you have shot is way beyond that I do. Your parents have been right there from the start, right?
Yeah.
And their support, we know it how matter, like the parent support is so much important while pursuing any passion or going forward with anything that you do in your life, right?
Yeah.
What are the learnings that you have learned from your parents, like that is stick in your mind?
So I'm really talkative, and they are really opposite of me. They are really calm, they're really silent, they're really patient, and I'm completely opposite. So
So they are listener.
yeah, so I have to.
And the things that you want to do going forward again in the wildlife sector that you wish to do.
So I want to explore forests on foot and discover their secrets, which they are hiding. Yeah, so I've
Re-
actually really dreamt to go to the Amazon forest, as more than the half of that forest is not discovered by humans.
that is a thing that I didn't knew it. And when did you got to know about this?
So, see, I've been interested in snakes since my childhood. Like they're really fascinating, and I kind of know many facts about them. Kind of know really facts about them. So there is green anaconda. I was reading about it, and then I got to know about Amazon forest. And it lives in Amazon forest, and green anacondas are the world's largest and the strongest snakes in the world.
Do you know this? There is one island in Brazil, and like it's a probably for dedicated to snakes. They're
Yeah,
like in lakhs and lakhs the snakes are there, and it is actually prohibited. Do you know about that?
I think I saw something that like that in YouTube. I just can't recall.
Yeah, but they have an island. Whenever you get
Yeah.
the time, you can anyhow
Hmm.
read about it. It's very fascinating to know about. And there are like almost in some lakhs, I don't know the exact number, they have a very poisonous
A venom. Yeah.
abilities. Exactly.
Mm.
So it's like prohibited for anyone to go there. I guess maybe for research, but I exactly don't know. So as a you're a wildlife photographer, right? So I am expecting and I'm assuming that you have a much story, like much more stories to tell about your experiences. Any one kind of experience that you could recall and share with us, because I like stories, and when it's about wildlife and horror, I love to get that thing, like listen that thing. So can you share with us like the experience that you had, anyone you can recall?
Yeah, I can. So I
Yes.
went to Jammun, which is in the outskirts of Corbett National Park, and there's a lot of trekking and a lot of walking over there. And I love walking. I love trekking. There are a lot of rock jumping, and there's a Ramganga river flowing. It's like melted, melted snow from the Himalayas, directly from the Himalayas, and over there we had like attached many tap cameras in Jammu, and trail cameras, trap cameras everywhere in every corner of Jammu. And one afternoon, we went to check our trail cameras and trap cameras if we had captured a tiger. Then on our way, no, we were halfway there when we spotted like a big herd of elephants, and that was really
Oh,
creepy. Like there were many, yeah,
oh my god, like
on
together.
foot.
That's a crazy experience. Well, where exactly is Jammu mein, where exactly?
It's Jammu, not Jammu.
Jammu. Okay, okay. Exactly where it come? Like the region?
Outskirts of Corbett National Park.
Outskirts. Okay, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
So you have that kind of recall that you liked, right, liked about it, right?
Mm.
But like mostly like when you are into the wildlife, you every day is a new day and new experiences, right? Any things that you have, do you do editing also, like have you
Yeah, yeah,
learned up from like that?
yeah.
You do editing?
Mm.
So, like, how you started? Because your dad is also a photographer, right?
Yeah, so like
Yes.
on my summer vacations to Bandhavgarh, we spotted like tigers daily over there. There was a female called Panihai female, and she gave birth to three cubs. And so we saw them daily, and it was really fun seeing them. Like they were so tiny, it was really crazy. And when we returned, my that day my dad told me like he told me the whole process of editing, making a folder, day one, day two, day three, day four, and then I could get to edit my pictures. I could share the pictures like from one device to another like that. Yeah, it was really fun. And now I'm learning Adobe Photoshop in my school as well and editing. Yeah, so
So
cool.
you are into full editing now, like you know the
Yeah, yeah, it's
basic
fun.
part of
It's fun.
editing. Chalo, you told right that your favorite animal is tiger.
Yeah.
Any three facts about tiger that most of us don't know?
Half of tigers litter. Litter means the cubs which are born are blind and they don't survive. Most of them. One punch from a tiger may kill you, and
that,
I don't know.
that was a great one. I guess their finger would also kill us.
I'm not sure. I've never been like that.
And what is third one?
Yeah. Like there are many tigers and they have unique and different patterns of stripes in their on their body, and with those stripes, like on every tiger the stripes are different on different spots on the body, and that is how we can identify the tigers.
Okay. Have you watched the Mufasa King, the
Yeah,
Jungle Book? Have you watched those movies?
yeah, the new movie.
And yeah, the jungle,
Yeah,
yeah, the new one,
yeah,
the jungle movie Mufasa is there, right?
yeah.
So, if you want to pick, if you want to pick one character from that, like, what would be your favorite character? What would be you want?
I seriously don't remember the names.
Just give the normal briefing,
I
like
would pick
little one.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. That is Mufasa, right? You told.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite also. When I still remember when I watched that, lastly I just cried because of two tigers fight and one got bleed, and his dad sacrificed for him to become the next king, right? So
Mm.
it's kind of the best movie I have ever watched. So I'm saying that ki now this year or maybe next year, what are your not future plans? What you want to do? Anything that you have roughly planned?
I really haven't planned anything for now, but I am
That's
gonna.
great. That's great. That's great. No plans and just execution.
Hmm.
Shreyovi, thanks for joining this conversation with us because you don't know how much we have gathered the information from you about the
Hmm.
experience and the kind of excitement you have now. Keep it alive.
By the way,
Keep this
I also
excitement
have
alive.
few questions for you.
Yeah, sure. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I prepared 8 questions for you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So let's go with the first one.
Cool. Yes.
Which mammal is known to have the most powerful bite in the world?
Which mammal?
Which mammal is known to have the most powerful bite in the world?
Okay, let me guess. Bite in the world. Uh, okay, I don't know. Shark.
No.
Okay, hint me. Give me some guesses now.
Uh,
Anything.
Actually, it is really
Hmm,
big, it is really brown, and its mouth or nose is really big.
mouth or nose is
Yeah,
very big,
it's really broad.
broad,
It's brown in
eh,
color, the whole thing. His tail is really
brown and.
short.
It's in desert region.
No,
No, I didn't get it, yaar. What is the answer?
hippopotamus.
Oh my god! Not in my dream I'm going to get that answer.
Okay, let's go with the second one.
Hippopotamus.
It's okay, let's go with the second one. How
Okay.
many species of wild cats are there in total in the world?
Wild cats.
Yeah.
Species. Uh, let me guess. Let me guess because I'm okay. Give me the range, then I can guess.
What do you mean by range?
Because like how many species, right? So give
Hmm.
me the numbers, so where I can guess like.
So I'll give you a hint. It's
Hmm.
between 50 and 30. You have only 3 chances.
Okay, 15 to 30, right? Between 15 to 30. Okay.
No.
25,
50 and 30.
50 and 30. Okay.
Yeah.
It's between 50 and 30.
Yeah.
Okay. 35?
Wrong.
Okay, second chance. Okay. Mm, 40?
Correct.
Correct? Oh my god. It was just it was just a
I
stroke.
should have
Just
given you
40.
3 chances. I should have only given you one.
Yeah, sometimes my luck also works coincidentally. Yeah.
So let's go with the third one. So how many species of wild cats are there in India?
Wild cats, you said, right?
Yeah. Are there in India?
Species. I guess we have done that, right? 40.
No, that's in world. How many species
That's
are there
in
in the
world.
world? But this is in India.
Wild cats.
Yeah.
I guess around 30. 30.
I'll give you 2
30,
more
20.
chances. Wrong.
Okay,
It
okay.
is
Two
between
more chances.
30 and 0.
30 and 0.
I'll give you 3
5?
chances.
5?
No, wrong. 2 more chances.
Around 15. Around 15.
No, you have to give me a specific answer.
Okay, fine. 12.
Close, but no. Last chance.
Last chance. Okay. 14.
Wrong. 16.
What was 16? Oh, I was close.
Yeah, I told you were close. Let's go with the fifth one. No, fourth one, sorry.
Yes.
This is gonna be easy. Which land animal is the fastest in the world? This is really easy.
Fastest in the world. Land animal, right?
Yeah.
Cheetah.
Okay, very good. Very good.
That much I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
fifth. Which is the heaviest land animal in the world?
Heaviest land animal in the world. Elephant.
Okay. Very good.
Right, na?
Sixth. What is the largest feline in the world?
Largest.
Feline, cat.
Tea land, right?
What?
What you said exactly? What is the largest?
What is the largest feline cat in the world?
No idea, yeah. For that, no idea.
Shall I give
Never
the
heard
answer?
about that. Yeah, say.
Tiger.
Tiger?
Yeah.
Never heard about that, yeah.
Okay, let's go with the seventh one.
Hmm.
Which bird cannot fly?
Which bird cannot fly? Oh, penguin? No, penguin is not bird. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Give me hints. Give me hints for this.
It is big. It is
Arey, yeah.
very, very
Okay.
fast. Fastest bird which cannot fly.
Fastest bird which cannot fly.
Yeah.
No idea. No idea.
Ostrich.
Ostrich. Arey, yes, ostrich. Okay.
Let's go with the
Got it.
last one now.
Hmm.
Which animal carries its baby in its pouch?
Which animal carry?
Which animal carries its baby in its pouch?
I guess tiger only.
No.
Then okay, give me hint. Give me
I
hint
don't
for
know. It
this.
lives in Australia, if I'm not wrong.
Kangaroo?
It's a kangaroo.
Oh, right.
You said kangaroo.
Okay.
Oh, fine, forget it. Yeah, very good. You passed the test.
I passed. How much I scored?
You scored 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 8.
Arey, how can I pass then? 3 out of 10. I got failed miserably.
No, you just failed with 2 marks.
Counted. That's a really good quiz that you have prepared for me.
Thank
because most of them are tough.
Oh,
Tough to crack. Right. So, thank you so much, Ryovi. Literally, I loved having a conversation with you. And soon, if like, I wish to come there personally and meet you, I really want to do that. And then we will have a conversation about all these things
yeah,
again.
sure.
So now, as you have heard Shriyovi, I want you to meet a person who has become a great pillar in Shriyovi career, and it's none other than his father. The tremendous support of his father, and when he noticed that Shriyovi is a kind of person who likes to travel, who likes to explore. He himself is a wildlife photographer for years, and he started taking Shriyovi out for the forest trips and exploring. And there he noticed that she has a very keen interest in capturing photos. So he actually, how he started, I want you guys to know his story and how he connected everything for Shriyovi. Beside the studies, he literally let Shriyovi go with the passion she has for the photography, and how this journey started and what kind of thoughts he think. And now let's just have a conversation with him to know more about the dad perspective when it comes to your child exploring the passion they really want to do.
Hi Grisha, how are you doing?
Hello, sir. I'm good. How are you?
All good, all good. I hope you had a good interaction with Shreyovi.
Definitely, it was a great attraction, and the kind of questions she has prepared for me, as like I'm sitting in GK exam and I don't know anything.
Yeah, she has been working on these questions since morning. So,
Oh wow, that's great.
great.
So I want to ask you one thing, like as a parent, like taking your small kid into the wildlife expeditions require, I guess, lot of trust and preparation side-wise, right? What was the moment that made you feel that Shreyovi is ready to join you for the wildlife photography, or your the when you take with her, when you take her with the, like, for the forest safaris or anything, and how does it feel now when you see her doing really great in photography?
Well, I think since I myself I'm a photographer, I spend so much of time on the field every time. So nearly 250 to 300 days in a year I'm on the field only. So for her getting into the field of wildlife and joining me for some of my trips, whenever she had her summer breaks or winter breaks, the only way she could spend time with me was to come and join me in the field. So I think it gradually started. She started going for safaris when she was very young, and from there, she graduated a bit, and she started exploring the forests on foot, which she really enjoys, and that is the reason when it comes to places like Bharatpur or Jamun, as she was talking about, those are kind of locations where she has the complete freedom to move around a bit. And what I've seen is she's not very keen to be constrained in a vehicle while she's in a forest, which is a good thing because when you are on foot, you are able to observe nature from close quarters. You are able to read uh, various signs and evidences on the forest floor, and then that definitely hones your skills as a naturalist. And uh, from there, once you start picking up a camera and once you start documenting wildlife around you, nature around you, you just end up becoming a better photographer. So I guess those are things which really helped her. And I would also say that in modern times, technology has also played a very important role for a lot of young kids like Shreyovi to get into wildlife photography because from DSLRs, when the technology shifted towards mirrorless cameras, uh, photography has slightly become a bit easier because now once you look through the viewfinder of a camera, it's an electronic viewfinder, so you are actually able to see what image you're going to take beforehand. So the understanding of the basics of the camera, the physics of the camera, has slightly become simpler, and that I feel has played a very critical role in a lot of these youngsters picking up the camera and photographing. So I'm sure she has a long way to go ahead, and if she continues putting in the hard work and dedication on the field, she'll continue creating some good images.
Yes, sir, definitely. Not just you, but we also believe in her abilities and the dedication she will definitely put, and she is putting in right now. So we also believe the same thing. Any one, not suggestion, but any, I want to give your viewpoint as a parent. Like there are many parents who get scared for their child if they want to continue with their passion at so early age. They think might their studies would get disturbed or they will get distracted. So what could be that one message that you want to share to those parents that they are scared of putting their child into some kind of what kind of work they want to do at an early age?
Okay, so I think every parent should consider themselves to be very blessed if their children have developed have shown inclination towards a hobby at a very young age. It may be photography or painting, arts, dance, any form of sport, and it is important to inculcate that, and give them the required environment to pursue that particular hobby properly, because you never know that if the skill sets are good, then they may just end up uh, becoming very, very talented photographers or artists or singers or dancers. But that environment should be created for them. Of course, I do realize the importance of academics, and that balance should be maintained, but that shouldn't defer parents from completely focusing on the academics part and ignoring the passion which someone has inculcated, because that particular thing stays in the mind of the child, that I had some interest and inclination towards something, and if I was given the required environment, I could have done better. So I guess the environment should be given, and then rest, I believe, time will tell whether uh, the child is able to pick up that passion and probably turn it into a profession later on.
I totally agree because time will tell exactly. That's the best thing, I guess. Maybe there are some parents they need to hear that, and so a child can pursue, at least they can try what they want to do
Right.
sidewise.
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, and thank you so much for creating a strong pillar around Shreyovi to like for photography, whatever she wants to pursue in her life with the academics. And I have heard that she has many hobbies like singing, football, and being supportive of all her ideas. And that's a great thing. And we need a people like you. We need parents like you nowadays more. So thank you so much for being a really strong pillar around her, and let her creativity getting out and giving that exposure, because without you I guess it's not going to be possible for her to find out that courage and do what she wants to do. So thank you for that. And yeah, Shreyovi to she is the genius, and we all know that she is going to really do some great amazing work. Thank
Thanks,
you so
Grisha.
much.
Thanks, and thanks for the kind words of encouragement you've had for her. And I think it's a great exposure for her, because this is for the first time she's doing a kind of a podcast, so she has been very excited about it. So
We were also
so thanks for giving her the opportunity.